Welcome to the AFTV podcast. My name is Giles, and tonight we see the start of a new football feature called Transfer Specials, where myself and co-host Mario try and get the inside track on all potential and new signings by speaking to specially invited guests from the world of football. First, let me start by introducing Mario. Mario, how are you doing?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing well.
Good man. Mario, what's your Twitter handle, just in case people don't know who you are?
At mampov10.
At mampov10. He's the man that we go to get any kind of information on any kind of, Arsenal, new Arsenal signings and so on and so forth. Joining us tonight, we've got a man who's also a leading sort of, go-to guy on all kind of news and information regarding Barcelona. We've got the man called Barca Chief. Good evening.
Hello. I'm Barca Chief.
Good man. Thank you for joining us tonight. It was all the signing's all but sealed and delivered. Should be seeing him unveiled in the next coming days. I want to start by asking you, what kind of player is Alexis Sanchez?
All right. Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. Sanchez he's an amazing player. He's an amazing player, to say the least. He's one of the best wingers of the world. He had a tough time the first 2 years. We all know it. All Barca fans know it. The third year, when Tata Martino came along, he reached a new level in his career. He was absolutely amazing. His finishing improved a lot. His self-confidence improved a lot. We noticed it. He drastically changed. The first 2 years, we weren't so confident he was the right fit for the team. Then eventually, things came together and he became one of our most influential players, and we were very happy to have him. But you knew that things weren't going so well for him. He wasn't finding himself in the team. So this transfer was going to happen. It was bound to happen, whether we like it or not. And I think it was for the better for the team, and it was better for Alexis. So congrats for having him. He's amazing.
Okay, great stuff. Mario, do you want to ask Mr. Chief a question?
Well, yeah. Good evening, Chief. I'm interested in, you said his confidence drastically took an upscale when Tata came. What's the reason for that? Because he played 2 years under the magnificent Pep, but didn't find himself in the right place in Barcelona. Is there any specific reason for it?
It was all related. The departure of David Villa had something to do with it. He had more playing time. He had a lot of playing time for sure. But he was the main winger, knowing that Neymar hasn't exactly adapted yet. And he knew that he had to step up. He knew that Tata Martino believed in him. So all that came into place. That's about it. I'm guessing the departure of David Villa played a huge role in it. And adapting to the team, adapting to Barcelona isn't an easy thing. Everyone knows it. You have to play among players that want you to slow down the play, and you want to create your own chance. Sanchez wanted to create his own chances all the time. He wanted to run with the ball. And in Barcelona, you don't do that a lot. You're not used to doing that a lot. Because you have players like Xavi and Iniesta behind you that want to slow it down, that want to pass the ball around, and you just want to create your own chance. You want to play direct football, and that's not so approved in Barcelona. So when Tata Martino arrived, we became a mixture between direct football and passing football. But while it didn't succeed, that's for sure, because you know what happened. But Sanchez found his place. He became more confident, and he scored much more than he used to score in the first 2 seasons. That's a big sign. And that was it.
Yeah, well, definitely. It's noticeable that Sanchez suits the direct approach more, but wasn't it a problem that Barca's game is built around Messi? We can see Pedro having a downscale of his game recently. He hasn't been that good, but has experience. Personally, I want him at Arsenal, but he's too lightweight for the Premier League. In that case, I would have preferred Alexis anyways. He's more direct, and he takes on defenders and gets behind defense, and that's much more important to me with this kind of approach from Arsenal compared to the a more slower approach by Barcelona.
Yes, of course, that's true. Regarding Messi, Messi's a special case. Either way, whether we like it or not, the team is going to revolve around Messi because you know who Messi is. So he has a certain what do I call it?
Control?
It's not exactly control because you make him sound like a dictator like that. It's not control, but
aura, maybe.
Exactly. Oh, exactly. So the forwards next to him feel the need to pass to Messi because they have the idea in their mind that Messi knows what to do more than I do. And that really controls your game when you're playing because you're not so confident you can do it on your own when you have Messi right next to you. So you can imagine being Sanchez or Pedro right there, and you have Messi right next to you and you want to take a shot. You're gonna think twice sometimes. Not because if you miss you're gonna be in trouble, no, but because he might actually score. The man was amazing at some point. You knew how he was. Not exactly right now. He's been slightly off form. He's not exactly the Messi we always knew. But when he was on form, they felt the need to pass them. They didn't show their full ability. So, and Sanchez was the main victim in this. He was a victim for 2 years for sure.
Well, yeah, but when Tata came, all changed, right?
Things shifted towards Sanchez at some points. Yes, they did change. However, yeah, and yes, Messi didn't get the same importance as before. But he still controlled the attack. You couldn't take that away from him because he basically did. The man scored 40 goals in his worst season. So.
Okay. Cool. All right. How have you seen him progress since he came from Udinese? What kind of a player was he at Udinese?
Well, he was a really fast winger. He didn't have the same passing abilities he has right now. I believe that's the only thing he owes to Barcelona. They improved his passing abilities. They improved his reading of the game. He didn't just become a player who just goes around with the ball. No, he understands everything. He reads everything very well. He became a very intelligent player. That's the major change that happened between Italy and Barcelona. And now I think he has all what it takes to be one of the best wingers of the world.
Do you think? I mean, there's a lot of talk at Arsenal that we might try and convert him back to us, or because he played at some points as a striker when he was at Udinese, when he was with Di Natale. There's hopes that he will become an alternative solution to Olivier Giroud as a striker. Do you think he has the qualities to actually adapt to that role?
Yeah, that's a major point. He had some problems in his finishing the first 2 years. I doubted that he could control the striker role so well. I doubted him so much in that area. He was very hesitant in front of goal. But Olivier isn't exactly the best solution either. So I'm sure he's gonna do better. Okay. However, I do feel that Arsenal need a proper striker. They need Sanchez as a winger, and they need a proper striker next to him. Because Sanchez as a winger is absolutely amazing. I can't depend on him being a striker. He'll do his thing. I'm pretty sure he'll do his thing. But I can't depend on him the entire season to be a striker. That's for sure. And I'm having another problem with him being along with Theo Walcott all the time. It's going to create some sort of competition. I'm not sure how Arsenal's going to deal with that.
Well, I think, in recent seasons we've suffered from injuries and whatnot and lack of options and whatnot. So I think that gives us some sort of stellar, first-class, world-class depth in our squad now. So, I think it's a happy dilemma to have, to be honest with you. I'd rather have, good world-class players than not enough to go around when we need to play teams like Stoke City.
Right. Yeah, I think he'll do. I think in terms of depth, you have the right guy. For sure.
Okay. What's been the reaction amongst the Barca faithful?
Well, they're all sad. That's the major. I think that's the major reaction. Yeah, that's how the majority feels. In the last season, we suffered so much from other players, including Messi, including Iniesta. our best players didn't show up while Sanchez did. So that gave us a bad feeling when we knew he had to leave. Even though in the first 2 seasons we weren't so confident, but in the last season he showed us everything. He gave us his all, and we were very happy to have him. While our best players didn't actually perform. So yeah, we lost an amazing player. That's the reaction every Barca fan had.
Okay, cool. He's 25.
Yeah.
He's got his best footballing years ahead. Just how good do you think he could become at Arsenal?
I think he'll reach his peak at Arsenal. He reached his peak with the national team in the World Cup. You all saw him, and you all saw how amazing he was. I think if Arsenal use him correctly and keep him fit, that's the major point. If you keep him fit, the entire season is gonna blow up the Premier League. I'm pretty sure about it. He's gonna be one of the best players of the Premier League. So that pretty much sums up your question. It's
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna do great. I'm willing to bet on it. He's one of our most amazing players, and he's gonna rock your entire attack. That's for sure.
Okay, all right. So next, I'm going to hand over to Mario. He might have a couple of questions from listeners. Mario, you got anything from listeners?
All are the same. The questions basically are all the same, so we'll just directly ask the one question. Many are interested in what's Sanchez's best position. Is it out wide or up front as a lone striker?
No, I think it's out wide. It's definitely out wide.
Right or left?
Right. He can't play left, that's for sure. He played left before. He played left with the national team, but played left with Barcelona. But for me, it's his right position. I can't play him in right behind the striker because I'm keeping his pace, and he has so much speed. The guy doesn't stop running. So if I give him space on the wing, he's gonna do great. If I keep him restricted between the midfield and the striker, I can't see him doing great there. So getting the best of him requires him being on the wing, for sure. Being out wide.
Okay. Do you think that he will need time to adapt, or he'll just be an instant hit at Arsenal?
Well, I really can't answer that. These things are too unpredictable. So some players adapt right away, and some players fail to adapt. All I know that in terms of talent, he has what it takes to adapt so easily from day one. But in terms of living there and changing his life to London and the team and the league is very tough. And yeah, I think it's very tough. And it's very unknown for now. So we'll just hope he adapts so quickly.
Cool.
All right. So that answers hopefully that answers all the listeners' questions. Everybody seems to be asking the same question.
Yeah, they acted like they didn't knew him from before, but it's fine.
Yeah. All right, great stuff. All right, I want to thank you for coming on Barca Chief.
Thank you for having me. This was great.
Thank you, and I wish you and Barcelona all the best. We're happy to have helped you get Luis Suarez, you know, from
and we're happy,
Liverpool.
and we're happy that Sanchez is going to have a great career with you guys. I'm pretty sure about it.
Great stuff. All right, cheers, Chief. I'll speak to you soon.
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
No problem.
All right, that was Barca Chief. You can get him. His Twitter handle is @Barca Chief. Mario, let's move on to any others. I made a mistake. He's now been confirmed, hasn't he, Mario?
Yeah,
he's now
definitely confirmed.
And that's because it's on Arsenal.com now, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. They posted it like 10 minutes before we started the podcast, so.
There you are. Great stuff. All right. So, any other news, any other transfer news that we can talk of?
Well, I would like to assess the defensive midfielder spot and the players we're linked with, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Well, we're linked with Sami Khedira, Lars Bettner, and Morgan Schneiderlin from Southampton. Many have jumped the ship for Khedira, and yeah, he's world class. I admit that, close with Ozil. But is he the right fit? Is he a proper defensive midfielder? Yeah. To me, he seems like a box-to-box player, just like Aaron Ramsey, and we already have one, the best in the league. So, is it worth paying the money for him, or just go for the player that we actually need? And I think Morgan fits that bill perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, people have questioned whether, you know, he gives us the right balance, doesn't he, to our midfield? Because he does, like you say, he's quite a go-forward player. He's very much a box-to-box player. But, I mean, I don't know, maybe he has the intelligence. Maybe Wenger sees him the sort of player that has this sort of intelligence to, you know, to play at the base of midfield and allow Ramsey, or maybe alternate with Ramsey, you know. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, but you would rather, ahead of Lars Bender, you would rather go with Morgan Schmeiderlin because of his Premiership experience.
Yeah, definitely. Only because of that, nothing else. He won't need time to adapt. He'll just run into our team.
Yeah, indeed. And he's a very good tackler. He's a very good player, isn't he? I mean, I think he
reads the game really well. That's very impressive. And tackles, like you said, a good passer. That impresses me.
And he's very young, so there's a huge upside to him, isn't it? There's
yeah.
potential.
Prime years are ahead of him.
Exactly. And he's from Alsace as well.
Yeah, same region as Wenger.
Exactly. He's an Alsatian. All right, good stuff. Any more?
Well, that was the only thing I wanted to discuss to see what your thoughts are.
Okay, cool. All right. So that's our very first. Let's wrap it up. That's our very first transfer special. Join us again when we have more transfer news, more transfer talk, talking to the people in the know. I've been Giles. This has been Mario. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.
Cheers.